Hi guys, welcome to Brains and the Beat. If you're new here, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you're oldie but goodie, thank you for staying tuned to your girl. So in today's video, I wanted to give you guys an update on the Jodian Fearon case and what have been going on, because I know a lot of people are still concerned and a lot of people still want to know what is happening. So the first thing that I saw was an article posted on the Gleaner, and it said the University of West Indies Hospital is concerned about the release of information from Jodian Fearon's post-mortem. It says Jeffath Ford, the medical doctor hired by Fearon's family to observe the procedure, disclosed yesterday that the first-time mom died from heart failure while on the floor of the hospital. He said the records and the post-mortem revealed that Fearon had a pre-existing heart condition, a hole in her heart. In a statement this morning, the University of the West Indies Hospital said it strongly disputes misinformation being circulated in the public's domain. The hospital says the sharing of the autopsy findings prior to the determination of the cause of death is premature, as the cause of death is usually pending further testing. It is urging persons to await a formal report from the qualified forensic pathologist. University of the West Indies Hospital is also urging persons to observe sensitivity and the highest level of professionalism in this manner. Fearon was allegedly denied care by 3 hospitals, only to die shortly after giving birth on Saturday, April 25th. Fearon has presented a private health institution, Andrews Memorial Hospital, on Friday, April 24th, to deliver her baby. However, she was unable to do so as concerns were reportedly raised that she showed possible symptoms of coronavirus. And quite honestly, I feel like Fearon's gynecologist is just a PR guy for Andrews Hospital. He is trying to save face both for himself and Andrews because he don't want Andrews to look bad. But I actually appreciate that he's going the extra mile to make sure that the public is aware and they know exactly what's happening, and he's not trying to hide anything. One thing that stood out to me though is how the University of the West Indies is concerned about information being leaked into the media. Quite frankly, I feel like if you guys don't have anything to hide, then information being leaked to the media shouldn't be a problem. If everybody that was on that maternity ward was doing their jobs and was doing it properly and correctly, I can't talk, and there wasn't any negligence, then you guys shouldn't be worried. However, I do think that they weren't doing their jobs properly, and that is why they're concerned about information being leaked in the media. I've heard people say if you go to the University of the West Indies Hospital, you have to pay the nurses. This is alleged information. It's alleged that you have to pay the nurses to take care of your patient and to take care of them good, or else they'll just leave them there to die. That's what I've heard people say multiple times, not only online but in real life. And then after that statement was put out in the Gleaner, Fearon's family put out something also, and it says, "We note with interest the statement from the University Hospital of the West Indies in relation to our Jodian Fearon. We also note that despite our best efforts, the University of the West Indies Hospital has failed to hand over any copies of the relevant documents to us. We understand that the University of the West Indies Hospital may well be strictly adhering to its own standard operating procedure or the Ministry of Health protocol. We are unable to find either of these documents despite numerous searches for them. The family does not intend to question the moral integrity of the good men and women who work tirelessly at the University of the West Indies Hospital, MOH, or our health institution to keep our country safe. We do not intend to fight the persons who are the first responders in the COVID fight. We only seek to find out how and why Jodian died. We only seek justice for Jodian. Our Jodian is dead and a child is now without her mother. It may well be that she died despite the best efforts of the health providers, or she died due to the neglect or omission of health providers. The release of these documents will help us find an answer to this and would provide some comfort to us in this moment of our bereavement. We ask that the University of the West Indies to consider whether strict adherence to an unseen protocols and standard operating procedure may not cause further undue grief to families already in distress. The failure to hand over documents leave us vulnerable to the public skeptics who feel that our loved one died under questionable circumstances, since they have leave us open to the possibility of persons who ask us to consider whether these institutions would take this stance unless they had something to hide. And that's exactly what I said. If they don't have anything to hide, they would hand over this girl's paperwork to her family and show exactly why and how she died. We ourselves are not yet convinced that any of these institutions are seeking to hide these documents for nefarious reasons. We call upon the University of the West Indies Hospital to consider or reconsider its decision not to give our medical or legal advisor copies of the record. If the University of the West Indies Hospital still insists that neither the next of kin, its family, its medical advisor, or its legal advisor can receive these documents, then the Parliament must consider whether this position in any matter like this is in the nation's best interest. Perhaps it's time for the government to examine whether or not it is the public interest for hospitals to perform their public duties in this way. After this examination, it may well find that the time has come to legislate away this problem that has undoubtedly caused bereavement to far too many Jamaican families. And I 100% agree. And I also think that while all of this is happening, they should do their own post-mortem examination and don't just leave it up to the University of the West Indies Hospital to do their examination, because they'll have their doctors doctor up the paperwork and say this and say that when it's not in truth fact. So I think that they should do their own post-mortem. I also feel like Andrews need to give back these persons their money that they paid to have their C-section done, because the anesthesiologist that refused to have her surgery need to lose his license. All the nurses and medical personnel that was at the University of the West Indies Hospital and have her laying in a pool of blood for 20 minutes dying by herself need to lose their license, or they need to be disciplined, period. End of story. I'm tired of hearing these stories about mothers losing their lives in the care of medical personnel in Jamaica. I'm tired of it. Also, there's no way that Jamaica as a country with people that can make ventilators from scratch, make a whole device that can monitor someone's vital signs from scratch, and you guys don't have any ventilators. Why aren't our government investing in people like this? Why do people like this have to go to foreign countries and give foreign countries their expertise and have them use it, while our countries have amazing personnel like this, and they refuse to use them. They refuse to give them a platform to use their skills to help other Jamaican people in the process. Very sad, and I hope her family continues to fight and seek answers as to why she died. Do not let her name, or do not let her die in vain, because this don't happen to her alone. It happened to a lot of people, and because a lot of people don't have money to get a lawyer and to fight these hospitals and to fight this battle of figuring out what happened to their loved one, they end up with not having answers. Do not let this girl die in vain, and make sure that when her daughter grows up knowing that someone was held accountable for her losing her mother. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.